Hey guys, it's me, Sylvie Close, and I want to talk about some interesting things about Falcon and its mechanics. Now, you may know the basics about Falcon. It can fly, it can roll left, right, forward, especially if you tried it out in training mode. You know it has guns, missiles, radar, etc, etc, etc. But there are some advanced things on Falcon that you may have seen but you don't know how to do. Those would be in flight mode. When you're flying forward, you have a fast and a slow version, right? Now you can go fast if you hold ascend and then boost, you can do a vertical loop. If you descend, boost, you can do a downwards loop. If you are boosting, say you slow down, you can do a long vertical loop, different speed. If you do slow down and just descend, you can do downward spiral. You can also slow down. You're going to descend, you'll start to downward spiral, but if you boost, you can do a vertical loop downwards as well. Those are basics, however, we can dip into some things that are a little bit more complex and would probably help you out depending on the situation. Now if you're in flight mode, right? You're going fast, because a lot of Falcons like to go fast. You do a vertical loop, but you want to slow down. You can actually do the vertical loop, and then you can slow down in the middle of it. So that's a fast one. Vertical loop, I'm holding to slow, and I'm slowing down. You can do the same thing if you're going fast, where you are going fast, you do a downwards loop, and you can slow that down as well. It is extremely useful to do this because sometimes, you're hammering on the speed button, but you really want to slow down. You can also do cancels mid-loop. You do it upwards, downwards. This is useful because when you untransform and retransform, entering in and out of flight mode, you will recover energy on Falcon, and that is how Falcons stay in the air a lot. You can also, it'll consume more energy, but if you want to stay safer, because whenever you do these maneuvers, you become untargetable to the enemies, right? You can still get hit, but you can, prevent lock-ons. So if you're doing a vertical loop, you can actually cancel it into a downward spiral. You can do the same with the downwards loop as well, and these are techniques that are going to help you stay hard to hit. Now it's muscle memory. Like, everything I'm doing is something you can do with practice. These are things that you can learn to apply as you're playing the game. I don't think you need me to tell you that if you hammer everything, that's your burst. And to look at your missile count, your heavy missile count, which I have bound to 7 because I have an MMO mouse, to let it charge up before you just hammer it away. Because if you're firing these heavy missiles out as soon as they recharge, you're not really doing a lot of significant damage, and doing drive-by shootings with your missiles is definitely the best and optimal way of playing that. Make sure you transform and untransform frequently, that way you maintain your energy. Keeping it at in your peripheral is very important, that way you always stay in the air. Something to also note, when you are doing these techniques, a lot of people might accidentally press ascend and boost at the same time. And you might do that, or if you accidentally boost instead of ascending, you might corkscrew. Just make sure that the sequence in which you input these buttons is, say, you ascend and then boost. It needs to be a directional input like ascending and boosting in order to do these flips. It is extremely important. You can do it fast, or you could take your time with it until you get used to how it feels. Make sure you do this because when I was learning how to do this, I would do flips, but I would accidentally do corkscrews instead. It's very, very important that you practice these techniques and just try to apply them passively until you get used to it, and you can do more complicated maneuvers, like when you see Falcons going doing all sorts of crazy things. That really wasn't that crazy, but these are techniques that you can apply. Aside from the downward spiral, you can actually apply this to Skyraider as well, for the most part. And yeah, that's it. This is my impromptu training video on how to do Falcon techniques. Enjoy your time, strikers.